everybody, it is day 2. And so I just finished watching Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer. And oh my god, what the fuck did I just watch? I've never seen this movie before. Okay, the main reason was, when I was flipping through the stuff to watch on Shudder, because I was gonna watch Demons. I thought, oh, let's start off with that movie. That's gonna be great, and it's actually a part of like their like hand picked, like or what they call the is like almost like the essential like set, and so I was like, okay, well, it's a movie I've never seen before. Might as well go ahead and check it out. And what the fuck, man? First of all, Michael Rooker's in it. And, I'm just imagining people that have never seen him in anything but maybe The Walking Dead or Guardians of the Galaxy. And they're just like, oh, cool. Yondu is in this. Oh, fuck, what is he doing? I think in the first 10 minutes, I've seen the most dead women I've seen in the longest of time in a movie. Like, it's almost like right away that it happens. I mean, you're basically given like 3 images of 3 different women that are just dead. That's it. One, her boobs hanging out. So if you've never seen Henry, A Portrait of a Serial Killer, let me just give you a quick synopsis, okay? It's about Henry, and it's a portrait of him, and he's a serial killer. No, but really, there's more to it than that. But it's just kind of odd because, like, I feel like you can do more with it. Like, it's ultimately ridiculous. Okay, like the whole thing is relatively just where it gets from point A to point B is just so odd. So basically, it follows the tale of Henry, who lives in a house with this guy Otis, and his sister is now coming to live with him. Otis's sister, who happens to be Becky. Okay, so she's escaping an abusive relationship with her husband, whatever man, baby daddy, whoever the fuck he is. But he's in jail for killing somebody. And so she goes to live with Otis because she wants to get a new start. She wants to make some money in Chicago. And then eventually she's going to send for her daughter. And they're going to live happily ever after up in Chicago. That's kind of the premise of it. And meanwhile, Henry is killing fools. Like, he's just indiscriminately killing people. And Otis, one night after coming on to his sister, where Henry like defends her, like he's been like quiet and shy, and kind of the progression of Henry is what actually I really like about this movie. Even though it is completely and utterly batshit crazy on where everything goes, it's like he's so calm and kind of almost like I don't want to say autistic, but he definitely has like Asperger's type tendencies, right? And because he's very reserved. And then as the movie goes on, you just see once he draws Otis into his world, all of a sudden he just becomes like alive. And he actually does feel something for Becky. I don't know exactly what it is, if it's anything, but she's definitely got the hots for him because she's attracted to fucking crazy. That's exactly what this is. So you have this weird story about the friendship of Henry and Otis, like killing people and bonding over it, because they go out, like I said, for a weird bender one night. Not necessarily a bender, but they go out to have a beer, and they pick up 2 hookers, and that's where Henry kills both of the hookers right in front of Otis. And then slowly but surely, he basically, in one of the better scenes of the film, like I like when they're sitting down, they're talking about it, and he says, it's either them or you. And then he's just like, oh, okay. You want a beer? Yeah, let's go get a beer. Oh, I only have 1 beer left. It's really ridiculous. It's funny without being funny. You know what I mean? And then he comes back and he's like, now you get me right. It's either them or it's you. And that's where it's like, oh, okay, I get it. And then the next morning he's all pissed off, breaks the TV, and then they go kill a guy for a TV and get a bunch of other shit like a video camera. there's this thing in the beginning. Supposedly, Henry has killed his mom in some way, shape, or form, and that's probably what's causing the whole "I hate women" thing. At least that's what it seems like in the beginning. But he kills whomever. Like I said, when he's with Otis, and especially after Otis like gets punched in the face by some punk ass kid because the punk ass kid steals his weed that he's trying to sell him, um, he like Otis wants to kill somebody, and he's just like, okay, let's just go kill somebody. Really? Okay, let's just do it. It's so like the thing is that the so what I really liked about it was the fact that Michael Rooker is so good in it, okay? And the whole transformation of Henry all the way to the end where he kind of reverts on the whole thing. But what I didn't quite like is how easily Otis got sucked in. And the fact that there was really no consequence for anything that Henry did. There's consequences for Otis, right? Especially what happens to him at the end of the film, and the fact that he wants to fuck his sister, which he ultimately rapes her, with Henry coming in to save the fucking day. And it's just so, like I said, the movie is so fucked up, but it's so interesting at the same time. And it's kind of like the thing I can kind of relate it the most to, honestly, is The Devil's Rejects, right? Where you have this really fucked up family that is just going around killing stuff, but then you have those scenes like in the fucking van where they're talking about Tutti fucking Fruity. You have these warming, like, heartfelt moments in there. And there are those moments in this too, where these two are just killing fuckers, and all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, it's entertaining at the same time. And then he kind of cares for Becky, and when Becky starts getting her shit, well, wasn't going to say the way, but when she starts, getting raped, and he comes in and saves her, and then he, like, totally goes through, like, with the whole killing of Otis, and then covering everything up, it's, Becky believes that's for her, but honestly, it's for him, right? It allows him to move on and go somewhere, because he says, you got to kill everybody in different ways, and you got to make sure that you keep moving on. So it's weird, but at the end of the day, with everything being said, the ending's a little, like, I feel like it kind of sucks, like, in a way, just because, like, what I was expecting was maybe that this was the first woman that he fell for, and you know what, he's going to try to do something different, or she's going to go on with him, or whatever it's going to be, and then it turns out that she's possibly just another victim. And, he just kind of reverts back after he dumps possibly her body at the side of the road, which sucks because Becky really didn't deserve it after she gets raped by her brother, and has to help cover up everything. Then she gets killed by Henry. It's still a bad ending for her, a good ending for Henry, I guess. So, I forgot to rate Night of the Demons last night. I'm going to give this, I'm going to give it 4 eyeballs to the face, or eyeballs to the face, combs to the eyeball. I do think that this is a really good film. I think that Michael Rooker is fantastic in it, and it definitely has that, like, I can tell that Rob Zombie took a little bit of inspiration from this and used it in The Devil's Rejects, because I really feel like there's this, like, weird sense of, like, family with the film, even though everything's completely fucked up. So if you get a chance, go watch Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. All right, we'll see you tomorrow for another 31 and 31.